Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is there where you are. I'm Karol V. Brown, and I'm here to continue to finish reading my book, The Harriet Tubman Way, The Inspirational Guide to Self-Love, Empowerment, and Legendary Leadership for Girls. We are almost through. This is March 31st, and we are on chapter 30. There are 34 chapters. I will finish reading the book every next 3-4 days. Actually, tomorrow, I'm going to put tomorrow's up early because I won't be available at this time. But I will have the chapter there later today. We are on chapter 30, Build Diverse Teams. When I bought the WNBA team, I saw that no one really cared about them. Like the locker facilities that these young women have to work in, they weren't right. I wanted to give them the best locker room facility and show them their value, because if you show them value, they're going to perform better. And this goes for all women, not just basketball players. Sheila Johnson. Now, this story is the best team around. Because colored men and women couldn't fight in the war, I worked as a scout and a slave for the Union Army. I was in command of a team of scouts who helped in the planning of the movement of the Union Army, the Union soldiers. The best scouts and river pilots, the best scouts and river pilots in South Carolina were on my team. I knew that the best folks to help me around South Carolina were the folks who lived there. The men that worked with me were local people, and they knew every inch of that area. We could talk to the colored folks on them big rice and tobacco plantations and find out what they knew about the rebels, particularly where they kept their supplies and where they hid their weapons. After President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation ending slavery in the Confederate States, he let colored soldiers fight in the war. When General Hunter asked me to lead several gunboats of colored soldiers up the Combahee River near Beaufort to attack the rebels, I asked him if he would appoint Colonel James Montgomery as our commander. I met him when I was going to planning meetings to help John Brown. General Hunter agreed to appoint Colonel Montgomery. Our mission was to destroy the rebels' torpedoes, railroad bridges, and to cut off their supplies. My main riverboat pilot was Mr. Walter Plowden, who was the best in the country. Mr. Plowden brought with him some pilots who knew the channel of the river in this area like the back of their hand. Now, you won't hear the names of my brave team anywhere else in the history books because they were colored men who didn't get no medals for what they did for the Army or in the Navy. But there are some heroes just the same, and they deserve some credit. On my team of scouts was pilots, and pilots was Mr. Plowder, with Mr. Peter Burns, Mr. Mont Blake, Mr. Sandy Selters, Mr. Solomon Gregory, Mr. Isaac Hayward, Mr. Gabriel Cohen, Mr. George Chisholm, Mr. Charlie Simmons, and Mr. Samuel Hayward. Early in the morning on June 3rd, 1863, we loaded 300 colored soldiers on 3 gunboats and quietly sailed up the crooked and narrow Combahee River. We attacked them before they knew what happened. We weakened the rebels along the river by bringing away food, weapons, supply, and almost 800 slaves without the loss of a single life on our part. Of these almost 800 free colored folks, nearly all the able-bodied men joined the army. Now that's what I call teamwork. I didn't know it, but I heard I made some history. This raid was the first raid in this United States planned and successfully carried out by a woman, me, Harriet Tubman. I have to say, it was the work of my great team that made it possible. Build diverse teams. Team building involves diversity, recognition of and appreciation, shared decision making, and recruitment of skillful people with different backgrounds. Each person brings a unique perspective to the discussion. Listen to them. As skillful as Harriet Tubman was, she could not do everything by herself. Teams help leaders reach their goals. The strength of a team is diversity. When you're able to work with people, when you're able to work with people with different skill sets and different cultures, you get better results. Great leaders know the importance of diversity on teams. Activities, discussion questions. Sheila Crum Johnson was born January 25th, 1949. She is an American businesswoman, co-founder of BET, CEO of Salamander Hotels and Resorts, and the first billionaire African-American woman. Sheila Johnson is team president, managing partner, and governor of the WNBA's Washington Mystics. Question 1. How did Sheila Johnson make her WNBA team play better by changing their locker rooms? 2. Why do you think their locker rooms were not well kept before Sheila Johnson took over? Explain your choices. Journaling. 1. Do you have a project or goal for which you need to have a team of people to help you be successful? 2. What makes the team you select the best team? 3. What do you bring to the team that can make it a strong team? Describe your superpowers on team. Write a paragraph describing the strengths, talents, and superpowers you bring to a team. All right, that was chapter 30, and we have just 3 more to go. So this is the end of Women's History Month. I have enjoyed reading my book to you. This will become a audiobook. And when it's an audiobook, it will be flawless. So this was just warming me up, getting me practicing talking out loud for time reading so that when I do the audiobook, it will be flawless. And I hope that you are going to be one of the first to get the audiobook. So do subscribe to my channel here and you will get notified when that audiobook is released. I also plan on using these stories to make books. A book is when I use the storytelling script, add some visuals, add some music, and make it into part of a curriculum. So, yes, each chapter is a lesson, and this is a curriculum. So, also look forward to the release of the Harriet Tubman Way, a journey through this book, through the book. Thank you.